Why not? No, no, say whatever you see. Okay. No, no, I want to hear you. What do you see here? Maybe. He is drunk? Okay.
Yeah, maybe they're drunk.
Uh-huh. What else?
He's tired.
Yeah. Either he is under drugs or drunk or tired.
Or maybe someone hit him and he fell over.
Okay.
Or it was a robbery.
All right. I'm so happy about this answers.
You could just be looking up and letting down.
Yeah, I guess. All right. All right, let's go to the next one. Students.
Standing in the smoking something.
Smoking something. How do you know they're students?
The backpack.
The backpack, okay. All right, because...
They're walking.
They are walking.
It's cold.
It is cold.
We could like someone like demons following someone. Is it imagery in that?
But this one following the other two?
Yeah, there's a man behind him. Or he's just
Okay.
like teasing them or picking on them or something.
Okay, yeah. This one is a bully. What else? Huh? Praying? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one.
This person is lost.
He is lost.
Alone.
Alone, lost. Where is he?
Confused.
Confused. On the road. In the desert. Huh? Waiting? Okay.
Clear sky.
Yes.
Road ahead.
Road ahead.
Maybe someone's like trying to survive the walk.
Okay.
Maybe they're waiting for a car to come. They're stranded or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're lost.
They are. All right.
Reading instructions.
Yes. Reading something. I'm gonna come closer to see for you to be able to see.
They're at a museum.
Yes, she is sad. Confused. Surprised. She is trying to process something.
Yeah, something. Maybe something happened. They're trying to read and figure something out.
Uh-huh. Okay, what is it?
Just trying to reason what we want to do.
Definitely. All right, the last one.
Maybe it's a protest together as protesting.
Huh?
They're hiking together.
Or they are one day going.
I think it's a protest maybe.
Okay, protesting, hiking.
Isn't that you? Yeah.
That's me, 40 pounds.
Oh, maybe they're witnessing. Maybe they're witnessing sharing the gospel. Or it's an Armenian genocide march.
Okay, it is an Armenian Genocide March. Okay, the bully, it was me. The one that was lost in the desert, again, it was me. This guy, again, me 40 pounds ago. And these are my friends. And all these pictures are from a project that we did 11 years ago. It was called Journey for Humanity. These students, it wasn't a backpack, it was a camelback with water. Walked from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. for genocide awareness. Why did we go through these pictures? Remember the first one? Does it say anything about the project? No. But if I talk about this picture, you're going to know every single detail about this project. But there is no way for us to figure out what this picture is about. But I'm going to explain how powerful the desert is when you're walking alone or you're walking with your friends for a cause. And my greatest experience experiencing God's presence was here. When we looked at the picture, we saw a desert. There is nothing else. We see a person. Either he's waiting for a car, or he's confused, or he's lost, he's alone. But let me tell you something. I was not alone. I was not lost. I was not confused. I knew exactly where I am, what I'm doing, and I wasn't alone because God was with me. So, does this picture say more than before? Yes. Okay. So we're going to be talking about how to raise our children with Christian values. And this was very important to start paying attention and understanding the meaning behind the environment we are in. Okay? So let's see. We're going to be raising our children. Okay? How many of us have children? Okay. There are, you have children.
Oh.
What are we doing to make sure that we are raising our children with Christian values? What should we do?
Taking them to the church.
Taking them to the church. Okay. Why?
Just to be a good Christian, to live a good life, meaning Christian life.
I'm gonna be giving you a hard time. How taking children to church is making sure they're gonna be getting that education.
Because they're gonna go to Sunday school.
Sunday
They're
school.
gonna go to Bible study.
Bible
They're gonna listen Sharagans, and I'm gonna explain them who is the God. I'm gonna teach them God and how they're gonna know, and they know.
All right. Beautiful. What else? How else? Yes.
For me, the right to raise my children in the Christian, to be a good example for them.
Okay. Yes.
To live a Christian life, because they're gonna learn from me.
What else?
Fellowship.
Fellowship.
With others.
Explain.
Just a community of, if they're growing up with other friends who are also being raised in a similar way, it will reinforce they are surrounded by a group of people who
So in the
are
church.
thinking the same way, being raised the same way. It reinforces all of it.
Okay. Awesome. What else?
Praying.
Praying
Praying with the children.
with the children.
Teaching them to.
Where?
At home, anywhere.
Anywhere.
Teaching them to have that conversation. Making it.
I think it's discussing moral and ethical dilemmas with them
Huh.
correctly.
How?
By discussing. By
Okay.
discussion.
So you have a discussion time during the day that you sit down and discuss?
No, that's every day, that's every moment.
Okay, all right, all right. What else?
Reading the Bible with them.
Reading the Bible with them. That's it? Who was on hiking this morning? Okay. Three of you, bravo. What did you learn? Why did you go to hiking? Why is that part of this Reclaim conference?
To be close to, get closer to God.
Okay, how? Because you were on the mountains, closer to God?
Like kind of feeling more connected to God through prayer by being up there.
Okay. Doesn't mean if you were not participating, doesn't mean you cannot answer. Why do you think hiking was part of it?
Clear your mind.
It removes you from things to bring you out into nature, to feel the presence of God.
Oh, okay, okay.
To be able to give thanks to God with each other as a community.
Okay.
For some people, hiking is a challenge. So, like pushing yourself and kind of getting up to the top is like just us embracing it.
Well, it's like you're climbing, so I guess your destination probably would be a different thing.
Can you repeat
Okay.
that? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're climbing, so your destination will be what you're here to reclaim.
I think it's like what you said with your picture. If you weren't alone, you were with God. That's what I think it was.
Okay. Let me talk about my experience more, because it's directly connected with raising families, not children, raising our families with Christian values. Before this project, well, it was organized by a group of students. Okay, I was a student then. And before this, I was a different kind of person, a hothead. Okay, it was very difficult to argue with me. Yeah, I'm members. I thought I was a good leader, and I had enough power to be a good leader. After this project, I reevaluated everything. Why? Because I was taken out of my plate and put here in the middle of nowhere, where you have to reevaluate everything. You have, and a lot of people would stop and offer ride, and we would not take those rides. But it was a chance for us to talk about the project, to talk about the cause. Okay? And it took us 4.5 months to get to Washington, D.C. And after those 4.5 months, the investor would agree with me. I was a completely different person. I was more patient. I was more family-oriented. I was coming home 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I was busy as a leader of that organization. Now I saw that, okay, I'm raising a child. And she was 7 years old. And I'm not paying enough attention. So, and also, is my relationship with God strong enough? Because I was thinking of myself so highly. Am I the Christian I want to be, or I should be? There are a lot of questions. So let's think about our families. We talk about religious education, a church, in the community, at home, reading and discussing things with our children, okay? There are several paradigms for religious education. And One of them is earth-centered education. Whatever you did in the morning during the hiking, that was earth-centered education. That was a religious education. It wasn't a challenge. You can go to hiking every morning. But this hiking was a different hiking. Because there I was leading it, there was a topic, there was a theme, there was a goal. To make sure you feel that connection with God, presence of God during that hiking. It's nothing difficult. It's a hiking. People do every morning. But this one is a different one. Okay? There is a goal. So, it was a prayer. It was a creation-centered education. So you go out into a place, environment that you are alone or with people, a group of people, in the center of that huge creation. And then you start asking questions. What is your relationship with God? With your neighbor? Why do you worship? What's your faith? Okay? The same thing is going on in the family, or should go on in the family. We take our children to the church, right? Sunday school, Bible study. What about Patara? Patara. It's a worship, right? What is Patara? If someone doesn't understand anything about Patara and walks into the church first time ever, what is this person gonna see?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
No, you're gonna see something. This is first time you're in the church during Patara. People are singing, so you see singers. There is a theatrical drama going on the stage, right? You have actors, beautiful vestments, right? People sitting down, looking at them, admiring, okay? It's a test, it's a worship. It's something is going on. And during that something, you receive, you get something, right? These people are not here because of the drama. They're here because of the meaning of Patara, okay? So, what is family-centered education? Let's see if we can get it. During my years in the university, I was supposed to do the presentation on family-centered education, and I failed. This was the most difficult one among those paradigms. Family-centered education. What is it? Okay.
Excuse me, can you mind repeating yourself? Thank you.
What is it? What do we do to make sure that we don't fail? I'm going to explain what I did. We had small groups, and in that small group, one of them was doing earth-centered paradigm, another church center, service center, prayer center, okay? And I was supposed to do family center. So we sat down and we go over the service of Holy Matrimony and discussed what family is, Christian family is. I failed. It wasn't so. I couldn't figure out what's family-centered paradigm.
Identifying the roles of the family members.
Whatever you do in your family is education. Okay? So let's see what we do. How we fulfill that paradigm of religious education. What do? You said we discuss our values, morals, and also we read Bible. Okay, what else? There was a picture on Facebook, grandchildren visiting grandma. and grandma is sitting on the sofa and everyone else are on their smartphone. What's wrong with this picture?
Not communicating to each other in the
Okay,
moment.
so they are there, but nothing is going on. Nothing is going on. Okay, so let's remember what happened here. It was a huge education for me. Okay, let's see if we can take this and put into our families. Our family dinners. Do we have our dinners every night? With the entire family? No. It's a huge challenge for me. My daughter is graduating from high school. She comes home, grabs something, and to her room. Mommy, I'm gonna charge you rent very soon. So what is our, what's the word for this, Teraj?
Ritual.
Ritual. What's our ritual? Family rituals. I think we've lost it. We don't have that. Because of these. Because of technology, sometimes my wife and I are sitting next to each other and I receive a message from her. And then I find another video and send to her. There's no communication. We've lost our family ritual. Okay? This is a ritual. Every morning, I would wake up, 8 o'clock in the morning, I walk 15 miles alone without talking and taking everything in and evaluating, re-evaluating and making it mine and understanding who I am. Once you understand who you are, then you have to understand who we are. First as family, as community, as church, as human race. Okay? But you have to have this ritual. As Christian family, what are our rituals? Whatever it is, there is no one formula. For some families, is going for picnic every month. It's a great ritual. Let's see if you remember everything, anything from your childhood, from your family, that is right here. It's yours. Huh? What do you guys remember?
I remember we always eat together, dinner, lunch. We talk, we communicate, we go outside, we walk. So it was, everybody were together.
Wonderful.
So it was great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, nowadays.
What else? Any other rituals?
Family vacation.
Family vacation.
Time set aside just for the family.
What else?
The way that I value my friends and my daughter, I have to value them both.
Definitely. Understanding what your position, your role is in your family and what's your relationship with the other members of your family. Okay? I remember I was waiting all year when the winter is going to come for us to go skiing as a family. Okay? That was one of our rituals. Or summertime, with the entire family, we would go to mountains and stay there for a month. A great ritual. You learn a lot during those rituals. So, when I was preparing today's discussion, conversation, it was a great realization for us that all our families have lost this ritual. And the key for raising our families with Christian values is to make sure we're concentrating on our families through rituals. Okay? Family-centered education. Beethoven said, be an example. Okay? I was a youth director a few years ago for the diocese, and one year we decided that there are going to be no alcohol during ACYO events. Okay? 0. And until now, it's so. And we cleaned up ACYO. Okay? Our church organization, youth organization. Okay, one night during sports weekend, in the hotel, I'm going through the rooms, right? Make sure kids are behaving. And then in the lobby, there is this parent with lots of wine and preaching not to drink. I'm not kidding. A glass of wine talking about why drinking is bad. Doesn't matter how often you talk about that, about things, if you don't do that, if you are not that person, let me correct myself. It's not doing it, it's being. If you're not that person, there is no way you're going to be raising children with Christian values. I had an argument with Yeretsky, with my wife. When I was coming home very late, I was working, I was a deacon in the church, and I was running this youth organization, right? And she was the one that said, okay, we're not paying enough attention to our child. And then, after a few years, I was having this conversation with my daughter. And I realized that we didn't discuss things with her, but we were a great example of dedication, of service, of being part of family and being part of community and the church, and having faith and having values and following those values. I have never discussed that with my daughter, oldest. But she picked up everything. Because we were the only couple, only family amongst our friends, and our home, a 2-bedroom apartment, was always full of people. Like 20 of them. Every night, every day. And that was our ritual. I didn't realize until today, okay, that was a great positive influence for my child. Okay? I've never discussed it with words. But the example, not just mine, but my friends, the ritual was there, and she picked up everything. So, raising our children with Christian values, I don't think is taking them to Sunday school or Bible study only. It starts in the family, with the example, and with the family ritual. I was reading one of the authors that was talking about this issue, and he had an example. They moved from a house to a condominium, and they had their 3 years old with them. And every night, bedtime prayer. And during one of the prayers, the child was praying for his parents, friends, teachers, and in the end of the prayer, this is what he said: God, and I miss you. Okay? And it was a great challenge for his parents. One of them is a minister, mother of the Protestant church, and father is a writer, theologian. It was a great challenge for them. Why is that their child misses God? How come he doesn't feel God's presence? What happened? Why do you think it happened? They moved from their old house that this child is used to. That's where this child made God through these rituals. And they came to this new place and God stayed there. Okay? So, the environment, the family environment, and the setting is very important. There was another example that a young man remembers meeting God every time they would go to the cabin on the mountains for a family vacation, camping. That was another ritual they had. Okay? So, in my opinion, what we are missing today is that ritual. Family being a church. We don't have to go to church for education. We have to start the education in the family, a model of the church, and then those are the parts of the puzzle that will fill the gaps. Okay? So everything starts in the family through rituals. So my challenge is going to be, first to me and my family, to restart those rituals. It starts with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bedtime prayer, doing homeworks. Oh, go to your room and do your homework, but don't come back to the living room before you finish. It's taking family apart. So as a family, we are the smaller model of the church, the entire church, body of our Lord Jesus Christ. So as family, we have to start our education right there. With discussions, with being there, and with being a great example. One of you said something about being loving parent, right? Being loving parent. It's not about power. It's about love. Okay? In my family, confession. Sometimes my children don't listen to their mother. Okay? And this is when she says, "Dad," and I said, that's it. Okay? It happens. That's power. Victoria knows that. Yeah, but this is not about that. It's about love. So differentiating power from beauty of love in the family is very important. We are not teachers for our children. No, we are not. We are loving parents. Okay? There is a fine line. Okay? Oh, we are teaching them. Yes. But we're not teachers. It's not an 8-hour shift. It's not a job. It's from the very first day you become a family to the very last that you leave this world, and you leave legacy for your children to follow. That's the rituals you leave behind. So I'm sure every one of us remembers something very positive that we learn a lot from our childhood. Build on it. Make that the ritual of your family, and make sure that your children enjoy it and they understand the meaning behind it. Okay? It's not just this picture. Oh, it's a desert. No, it's not a desert. This is all this. There was a project. Okay? So it's this desert is not just a desert anymore. The family dinner is not a family dinner anymore. You put a lot into that family dinner. Okay? So let's not complicate our Christian education. Let's not complicate our discipline. How we discipline our children. It's very easy, but very meaningful. It should be very meaningful. It should be very deep. And children will remember every single thing that you discuss during those family dinners that they loved so much, or during those family vacations that they loved so much. Okay? So that's going to be my input into this very important issue that we are facing, every single family is facing, especially during these times of advanced technology.